And a happy Thursday, day before the weekend. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley here on this, what is this? The 7th, yes, of February 2019. I don't know if I'm foot or horseback at this point. Eric Granstrom filling in for the vacationing Dan Kuntz. We've got Caitlin Hedersheet at the controls, and thank God for that. As we get going on this Thursday, we have single-digit temperatures around north central Washington. Another absolutely frigid morning out there, although pretty to look at if you don't have to be out in it. It was an interesting afternoon and evening, especially at Central Washington University. We'll talk more about that in news coming up. Also this morning here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley as we continue to get ready for the Royalty Selection Pageant coming up on Saturday, presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. We'll introduce you to another couple of the candidates. But first, let's take a look around at the Valley View cameras brought to you by Localtel's Sky-Fi Wireless Network. And as we usually do, we'll start up on top of Wenatchee looking down at the valley this morning from our cross cam. As you see, still, of course, the snow hugging the hills of the Wenatchee Valley. And we're expecting a lot more of that, by the way. We'll tell you more about that with our forecast coming up here in just a few moments. But good morning to Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and the greater Sunny Slope area. As we go to camera 2 this morning, we are looking at, I have not the first clue where, oh, that's jump off. There we go. All right, had to get myself situated there. Of course, the Stemilt area and Wenatchee Heights in the forefront, and then of course you see the Columbia River snaking through this chilly, frigid morning as we are getting started for the day today. What are we, 9 degrees? Yeah, 9 degrees here in Wenatchee, and a lot colder if you head out to other climes of north central Washington. But there's our view from jump off this morning. Don't do it. Don't jump. More of our Valley View cameras this morning. So go to camera number 3, and today we are, where are we? Oh, Nanapoc Ridge. Okay, so we're up in the Lake Wenatchee area. Is that Lake Wenatchee I see in the distance there? Over to the right? Or a little bit of fog over the top of said lake, but gorgeous view of the Cascades this morning. We probably haven't had much of a view, have we, Kat, here the last few days with that camera, because it's probably been stuck in the clouds. Yeah, in the clouds and fog. So Nanapoc, hello to a sleepy area around Wenatchee, or Lake Wenatchee, and Fish Lake, and Ponderosa. Good morning to our own Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Good morning. And we go to camera number 4 here this morning, and a gorgeous view of the enchantments, I believe. And okay, Blag Mountain. Okay, this is one I actually haven't seen since we've been doing all of the camera shots. So there you go, a gorgeous view of the enchantments, which are expected to be receiving a lot more snow. Now that's good news for the higher elevations of Washington, because we're under our snowpack that we normally need for this time of year. But for us, it is going to be an interesting weekend. Let's take a look at your forecast now here from the National Weather Service. Reaching for a high of 27 today. I don't know if we're going to get that or not. We got up to, 25 for the high yesterday officially in Wenatchee. 5 the overnight low, and that was just a couple of hours ago. The chance of clouds moving in later today, and then we're going to see some snow and heavy snow coming up tomorrow and into Saturday, and it will kind of linger into Sunday. Here's what we're expecting as far as the snow totals, according to the National Weather Service. Yes, this is by Sunday morning, up to a foot of snow expected here for the Wenatchee Valley. Up to 6 inches of snow in Ellensburg, a foot in Chelan, up to 8 inches in Twisp, and 6 inches in Omak. That is the storm total guesstimate from the National Weather Service as we start it tomorrow and head through the weekend and into Sunday. Let's take a look at the rest of that forecast now here on the NCW Life Channel's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. As we look at it, yeah, you see the 80% chance of heavy snow, especially Friday afternoon and into Friday night. That'll linger through the night into Saturday morning, with a 60% chance of snow continuing on Saturday. The high temperature still really cold. You know, and before I moved to Eastern Washington, I thought there were temperatures where it would be too cold to snow. No such thing. 14 the overnight low on Saturday. Sunday, Yeah, getting down to the single digits, maybe 7 degrees for the nighttime low by the time we wrap up this snowstorm as it heads through Washington State. In fact, not just us, but all around the state of Washington expecting to get some heavy snows here starting tomorrow and into Saturday especially. So if you're traveling in the higher elevations, be prepared for that. If you're traveling to western Washington, they're expecting another slug of snow in the lowland areas of western Washington. And Grant did a great job looking at that in our little windy weather pattern that he looks at and looking at the isobars and all that weather stuff. But this low system is coming in off the coast, and it's just going to sit there and just spin slowly. And that will slowly drive moisture in, and we still have that airflow coming down from Canada, and that's why we're going to get a lot of snow expected this weekend. But we'll cross our fingers. Usually when the National Weather Service says we're going to get a lot of snow and they're a couple of days in front of it, sometimes that doesn't always come to fruition. So just be prepared, though, for that. Speaking of being prepared, we were talking about this yesterday. This is the gauge you use. Kat was thinking it was something rather strange. But this is what I was talking about yesterday to test your antifreeze in your vehicle. So we're going to take this outside today, and we're going to check some of the staff's antifreeze in their radiators in their cars. And you just suck this, you put that into the reservoir, not in the radiator itself, but in the overflow reservoir. You suck in some of the antifreeze into here, and then it will tell you with this little red float that's in there where you are as far as your safe zone for your antifreeze coolant in your vehicle. So we're going to actually probably take the cameras out and do that here. Why not? As a public service later today here at the NCW Life channel. Now, let's get back to the roads and talk about what's happening up at the mountain passes this morning from the State Department of Transportation. Well, it's the calm before the storm, if you will. No restrictions at Snoqualmie Pass. It's chilly, of course. 12 degrees up at the summit of Snoqualmie. Again, a reminder, if you're traveling in the higher elevations, you're going to take any extended road trips, be sure and pack some water, pack some food, also pack some blankets and things like that, because you just never know this time of year what you may encounter in the upper elevations. Even if it's just a delay of the roads because they're doing some avalanche control, that's going to put you in one place for an hour, possibly two, and wouldn't it be nice to have an extra blanket and some food and some beverages with you as you sit there and wait. So that's the story on Snoqualmie Pass. Stevens Pass on US 2 this morning. Roadway is bare and dry with frost and ice in places. No restrictions to speak of. US 97 Blewett Pass is a traction advisory still with the snow and ice in places. Currently, it is 4 degrees. Am I reading that right? Yes, 4 degrees at the summit of Blewett Pass this morning. So yeah, another frigid morning across north central Washington. In the world of news, we have a lot to get to. We will do that coming up. Also, sports news on the way, your obscure holiday, some celebrity birthdays, including a guy that I've had people tell me that I look like. I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll talk more about that coming up. Also, again, as we get through the morning hours here on this Thursday, we're going to introduce you to a couple of more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival's Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. Today, you're going to be meeting Maria Elena Metzger as well as Lucy Gomez. That's all still to come right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley as we're 8 minutes past the hour on a Thursday morning. News is next. Stay there.
My name is Hannah Peterson-Kinney, and I'm a certified nurse midwife. I became a midwife because I thought birth was one of the most amazing, beautiful things. It's about caring for women through many stages of life and helping to empower them with knowledge and build partners to improve their health. It would be an honor to provide care for you, and I would love to welcome you to the CVCH midwife family.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
It's a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz. We have clear skies so far. Snow's coming by tomorrow and currently 9 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley as we check your latest local news here for this Thursday. Everything is back to normal at Central Washington University with classes ready to resume today following the what turned out to be a false active shooter report. President James Gaudino has issued a statement on last night's incident that resulted in the evacuation of the Ellensburg campus. In his statement, Gaudino said, quote, "Fortunately, tonight's report of an active shooter turned out to be false and the campus is now secure. I am greatly relieved that the report was not true, and I would like to thank our campus police department for their efforts to search and secure all the affected campus buildings and to ensure the safety of our students, staff, and faculty. I also would like to thank all those on campus who followed police instructions to stay in place and to those off campus to stay away," end quote. The president said the university is providing immediate counseling in the Student Union and Recreation Center for any student. He also noted that campus police and Ellensburg Police Department would have extra patrols on and around the campus through the rest of the night. Gaudino said campus police are conducting an investigation reporting about the report. The campus will be open for normal operations today. Of course, that lockdown happened at Lind Hall last night. That's where the report became apparent about a little after 5:30 yesterday afternoon on the campus of Central Washington University. The good news is that the report of an active shooter was a false report. East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacy says he's found no evidence to support grievances brought forward by the Police Officers Union against Chief Randy Harrison and his Assistant Chief Ray Coble, but he told the City Council Tuesday night that he's ordering an independent review of the allegations. NCW Live's Steve Hare reports.
In a prepared statement, Lacy said, "I have found no support for the accusations that the police administration is engaged in a pattern of inequitable treatment of employees, nor has the union presented any evidence to support its allegations of intimidation, harassment, retaliation, or any other unethical behavior in connection with the discipline of any employee of the department." Now, the union reported in its letter to the council a couple of weeks ago that 16 of 18 officers approved a no-confidence vote against the chief and assistant chief. The mayor acknowledged that a significant number of officers share strong feelings of animosity and distrust toward the police administration. He added in his letter, quoting here, "The cause or causes of those attitudes remain sufficiently unclear to warrant an effective outside professional review of the department," end quote. He says he's agreed with the union to seek the review to be conducted under a program offered by the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Thank you, Steve. During testimony in the murder trial of Jill Sundberg Tuesday in Ephrata, one of the defendants, 27-year-old Julio Cesar Albaran Verona, took the stand. Albaran Verona, dressed in a green prison jumpsuit and chains, was put under oath and detailed to the 12-person jury how on December 21st, 2016, he had helped Gustavo Tapia Rodriguez kidnap Sundberg and take her to a remote location near Vantage where she was killed. Albaran Verona has already pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the case and will testify against Rodriguez in the trial. Albaran Verona told jurors that following an argument between Sundberg and Rodriguez, he and 4 other men forced Sundberg at gunpoint into a truck where they drove to a frozen parking lot off the Old Vantage Highway. Albaran Verona said the man then tied Sundberg's hands with a cell phone charger and made her kneel when she was shot by Rodriguez 13 times in the head and back with a .40 caliber pistol. Tapia Rodriguez is on trial for first-degree murder. He is also charged with first-degree murder in the death of a Royal City man in 2016. Chelan County PUD commissioners and their staff are launching the next round of long-range strategic planning this winter, and they're reaching out to customers to join in the process. A series of public meetings starts today at noon with a kickoff session at the Wenatchee Convention Center. At their Monday board meeting, commissioners reviewed the key topics the committee will be asked to weigh in on. Among the topics are aesthetic considerations, Rock Island Dam relicensing, public power benefit program, long-term rate planning, growth and economic development, and wholesale retail sales. Board President Gary Arsenault says, quote, "Input from customers to develop the plan is vital," end quote. He invited the community to join the conversation on ourpublicpower.org is the website, and at public meetings by answering surveys and responding to mailed information. Well, it should be nice and cold outside of Wenatchee Saturday when dozens of brave souls will make matters even worse by jumping into the icy Columbia River. At Wenatchee's Walla Walla Point Park, participants pay for the pleasure of the plunge, with the proceeds going to Special Olympics Washington. The frigid fun begins Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. The plunge will be at noon. The annual Wenatchee Jazz Workshop is underway for middle and high school students this week. The unique program brings world-class musicians, including Tom Peterson, Clay Jenkins, Ira Nepes, Dick Weller, and Rich Eames, that is. The pros are in Wenatchee for a week to work with jazz band students, ending with 2 public concerts at the Numerica Pack.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We started coming here over 10 years ago. It started with Bruce Paulson, trombonist, and then he passed the torch to Tom Peterson. So it's almost 20 years for them. And we've, as a group, have been up here about 10 years now. I think this is our 10th or 11th year. And we come up here to work with the students and get them ready for their concert and show them how to play their instruments more improved and teach them the concepts of jazz improvisation.
Well, what's been fun for me is that I get to see a lot of the same kids over several years. So they go from the junior high all the way through the high school, and then they're gone and graduated. But it's good to see all the same, a lot of the same faces over and over again, which is a lot of fun.
It's more like this is like it's up to you. How do you want to play this? How does this make you feel? How do you want to express these the feelings and ideas in this music? So I think that's very important, and to see us all working and kind of having fun with it, I think could be a revelation for some of these kids. So.
We all know that a huge percentage of the kids that study music in high school aren't going to be professional musicians, but we have data that proves that kids that participate in good music programs do better in other walks of life. That's a proven fact.
I love being able to give back, if you will. That's what brings me here and has brought me here for 20 years now, about. And so is it gratifying? Absolutely. But there's an interesting thing that happens, is that it's kind of a symbiotic relationship in that I'm getting it a lot from the students and the teachers. So what I have to offer and what I'm gaining, it kind of levels the playing field, if you will. And I enjoy it. I love it. I love being around the kids. It keeps me up to date.
What a great opportunity for these kids to learn from the pros. The concert with the pros tonight at the Pack is tickets for on sale for that for tonight. And then tomorrow the pros team up with the kids for a concert. You can call 663-ARTS to get your tickets for that, and don't want to miss it. Wenatchee man says he saw something odd in the skies over the valley Wednesday afternoon. Floyd Koenig says he was waiting for a Link bus when he looked up.
I was sitting at the bus stop there at North Valley Center and happened to look up, and there was an object that was white that appeared to be flat, moving really slow. It was around 2 o'clock. I just got home, and then it disappeared. So I don't know if anybody else saw it. Give me a call if you want more information.
Now, we've posted this story on our Facebook page, and which camera am I looking at? I'm sorry. I'm over here. Yeah, okay. We posted a story on our Facebook page about this. Now, if you saw something yesterday afternoon, you can comment on our Facebook page. Somebody is asking, in fact, show that picture, Kat. It could be a drone, possibly. Yeah, that is what some are saying, that the conjecture could be about what he saw yesterday afternoon. But you never know. So if you saw something, get a hold of us here at the NCW Life channel. You can get that on our Facebook page. You can just comment on the story posted there and watch the video. Or you can get a hold of us a myriad of different ways. You can send us a tip on our news line, which is what Floyd did yesterday when he called. He called the 888-NCWL line. That's 888-6295. You can email us news@ncwlife.com, or again, reach out to us directly through our Facebook page and let us know what you think if you saw something in the skies over North Wenatchee yesterday. I'll tell you what's over the skies here of north central Washington this morning. Mostly clear skies, but clouds are moving in with a heavy chance of snow tomorrow and into Saturday. We'll keep you up to date on that throughout. And don't forget, Grant Olson has your latest local news coming up at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock right here on the evening news on the NCW Life channel. Sports news comes your way next. Stay right there. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a cold, frigid Thursday, the 7th of February. We'll be right back.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Health Alliance Northwest. St. Joseph School's annual Have a Heart auction is this Saturday from 5 to 9. Come for an evening of fun, food, and fundraising. Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra presents Sweetheart Musical Soiree this Saturday at 7 at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. This special evening includes wine and desserts in a lovely decorated setting. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
Hi, this is Eric Granstrom of the NCW Life channel. Join me and Julie Agins-Kuntz for live coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium this Saturday at 6:30. Coverage brought to you by Antique Mall at Cashmere. 15,000 square feet to explore. Come find your treasure. And Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, the temperature experts. It's the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant, Saturday at 6:30 on the NCW Life channel. 21 minutes past the hour here for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz, and we are frigid 9 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley and much colder in some of the outlying areas. As we take a look at sports for this Thursday, and the battle for the Big Nine went to the Rams last night in Yakima. West Valley beat Wenatchee 50-41 to move into a tie for first place in the league standings behind Logan Kinlock's 22 points, 11 of which in the first quarter. Garrett Long led Wenatchee with 12 points. J.J. Jelsing had 11. Wenatchee must win Friday and get some help from Davis against West Valley to take the league title. Also last night, Eastmont's Isaac Wellborn was on fire. 38 points, including 7 three-pointers as the Wildcats beat Sunnyside in overtime. 81-75 the final. Preston Esparza kicked in 15, while Trey Haberlock had 11 for Eastmont. Finishing the season 5-7 in league play, they'll travel to either Moses Lake or Davis for the district play-in game next Tuesday. Turning to the girls' play last night, despite 13 points from Caitlin Cox, Sunnyside dispatched Eastmont 77-48 to clinch the Big Nine league title and won for the 9th straight game. Eastmont will play at Davis in a district play-in game next Tuesday at 5:45. Wenatchee was officially eliminated from the postseason last night, falling at West Valley 53-28. Emily Redmond led the Panthers with 11 points. They'll finish the season tomorrow at home against Moses Lake. Well, the Big Nine is out with its all-league swimming and diving selections. The diver of the year is Wenatchee's Tristan Guerin. In fact, the Panthers had 7 individuals in one team make the first team. It was Danny George in the 50-yard freestyle and 50-yard backstroke, Tag Madsen in the 200-yard IM, Jackson Cosina in the 1-meter diving, Andreas Broxson in the 100-yard butterfly, Cameron Wheeler in the 50-yard freestyle, Connor Elwin in the 100-yard backstroke, and Wenatchee's 4x100 free relay team of Boxon, Madsen, Neer, and Wheeler were first team selections as well. Eastmont had 1 swimmer make the first team of the All Big Nine. It was Evan Vandersloos in the 100-yard backstroke. Well, it's hockey night tonight on the NCW Life channel. Will feature the Wenatchee Wild and Vernon Vipers from a game last Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Art Checker had the play-by-play right here on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Barger on the right wing. Ahead for Grabel. Grabel in his shot. He scores! Trevor Grabel. What a shot. And off the outside of the glove side post. Still has it. Centers in front, shot and a score. Connor Merritt had Grabel on him. He was trying to tie him up, but the feed came out of the left corner, and that will technically be a shorthanded goal. Shoveled up on the near side, and Stratton is going to press it up against the corner there and settle for the overtime hockey. And off the draw, cleanly won nicely by Fletcher as he gets it into the corner, presses it there, and we're going to run out of time. The horn sounds. So for the 4th time this year, the Wenatchee Wild will have a game decided by a shootout. The Vipers will send out Connor Merritt. It's his first shootout attempt. He's a left-hander, carves way over wide to his right. He's in, he shoots, and he scores. Murphy Stratton will be called on to try to even things up. Stratton, the right-hander from the near side. He cuts way over to the right. He's in, he waits, he dangles, backhander is turned aside. As Kowalski will come in. If he scores, it's over. He's a right-handed shot. Cuts way wide to the near side. Dangles across, shoots, and he scores. Sandquist kind of stuttered, and his stick got tangled up. I think he thought about poke checking and was unable to pull it off, and Kowalski buries it. And it's a 2-1 shootout victory for the Vipers.
Okay, so that's just the highlights. You got to watch the game in its entirety. We'll have it for you tonight. Hockey night at 7 o'clock here on the NCW Life Channel. Speaking of the Wild, they have a busy weekend in BC coming up this weekend. Friday, they'll be at Cowichan Valley. They'll head to Victoria Saturday and then Coquitlam on Sunday. The Wild enter the weekend third place in the BCHL's Interior Division with 60 points. That puts them 5 points behind second place Merritt, 9 points behind first place Penticton. Coming up, college men's basketball tonight. Washington State's at Arizona State at 5 on the Pac-12 Network. Washington's at Arizona at 6 on ESPN2, and they figure the Gonzaga-San Francisco game's going to be a blowout for the fourth-ranked team in the country, so that's not even on TV. That's in Spokane tonight at 6 o'clock. Again, here's the reminder of what's coming up on the NCW Life Channel. Hockey night tonight, tomorrow. Wenatchee and Moses Lake girls and boys basketball on senior night. We'll start it off with our pregame at about 5:30. Grant Olson courtside with your play-by-play, 5:45 with the tip. And then the boys will follow at 7:30. And then Saturday, it's the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant starting at 6:30 right here on your little TV station for the Wenatchee Valley, the NCW Life Channel. Speaking of, don't forget, coming up last half of the show today, we're going to introduce you to two more of the candidates. You're going to get to meet Elena Metzger, as well as Lucy Gomez. So be sure and listen and watch for that later on here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. All right, it's the 7th. I keep wanting to say it's the 9th. I don't know why I want to jump ahead, but it's the 7th of February, 2019. And today, the obscure holiday is National Wave All Your Fingers at Your Neighbor's Day. That's also has to be one of the longest names for a day and holiday, if you call it that, in history, I think. National Wave All of Your Fingers Day at your neighbor. Perfect opportunity to greet your neighbor with a big wave and a big smile. And I don't know if you need to wear a clown hat or not, but I thought it was rather appropriate. The day created to put a smile on your face and upon your neighbors. Its intent is to be friendly and create better relations. You know, the term neighbors is kind of loosely defined these days because we live in this world of the cell phone, and our focus is always kind of right here instead of out here. And maybe it's a good chance for all of us to get to know our neighbor's day on Wave All Your Fingers at Your Neighbor's Day. February 7, 2019, this day in history, 1962, President John F. Kennedy begins the blockade of Cuba. I see on my sheet here. Did you see how I spelled Cuba? Yeah, I spelled it Cubby. Banning all Cuban imports and exports. The blockade began on this date in 1962. And it was on this date, February 7th, 1964, Pan Am Yankee Clipper Flight 101 from London Heathrow lands in New York's Kennedy Airport. Who was on board? Well, let's take a watch, shall we? Yeah.
There are rumors around that this is Britain's revenge for the Boston Tea Party. 3,000 screaming teenagers are at New York's Kennedy Airport to greet, you guessed it, the Beatles. This rock and roll group has taken over as the kingpins of musical appreciation among the younger element. Some music critics call their harmony unmistakably diatonic. Others say it's pandiatomic. Parents say it's just plain pandemonium. Their first meeting with the American press brings forth an interview laced with quips and humor. You'd laugh, too, with a gross of $17 million last year. New York City cops are hard-pressed protecting the Beatles at their hotel. On every side, there is hero worship that recalls the heydays of Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra. With one Beatle bedded with a sore throat, 3 of the quartet take an airing in Central Park. There was absolutely no truth to the rumor that the zoo's laughing hyena was driven underground.
Yes, Beatlemania invaded the U.S. on this date back in, what day did I say that was? 1964. It's one of those mornings, gang. You know, that whole getting up at 3:30 thing. I normally get up at 4 and do the sports for the morning show, but it's just one of those little different things here this week. And gee, wait for next week. Who knows what's going to happen here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That's a look at what happened on this day in history. Celebrity birthdays today. John Deere, the man. He was the one who started the whole thing, was born on this date in 1804 in Rutland, Vermont. His father left for England and disappeared in 1808. Subsequently, Deere was raised by his mother, facing a tough business environment. In 1837, the 33-year-old Deere packed up and headed west, eventually settling in Grand Detour. Is it Detour, Illinois? Grand Detour? Oh, well, yeah, I'm asking you because you're from the Midwest, Kat. Detour, yeah, sounds good. Grand Detour, Illinois, and then eventually started one of the most, in fact, the most successful farming implement companies in the world, John Deere. So farmers out there, head out to your green John Deere tractor and, I don't know, break open a beer and say, happy birthday, John. Born on this date in 1804. Charles Dickens was born on this date in 1812. Of course, created some of the world's best-known fictional characters and is regarded as the greatest novelist of our era. Let's see. The Pickwick Papers was the first of which, and a lot of people don't know that one because that wasn't subscribed reading when we were back in high school, but Oliver Twist, Christmas Carol, David Copperfield, Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations. Yes, Charles Dickens, born on this date in 1812. Do you know that his dad was thrown in jail? What do they call it? It was a factory. He went to work at a factory. They put his dad in debtor's prison back in the early 1800s, and that forced Charles Dickens to head out and work at the family factory. He left school, uneducated basically, and yet becomes one of the greatest writers in American history. Charles Dickens, born on this date in 1812. Also, I don't see it, but I've had people tell me that I look like Garth Brooks. I don't see that necessarily. But Garth Brooks celebrating his 57th birthday today, singer-songwriter from Tulsa, Oklahoma. According to the industry, he is the best-selling solo artist in the United States, 148 million domestic units sold. That's ahead of Elvis Presley, by the way, and is second only to the Beatles on total album sales. He's also one of the world's best-selling artists of all time, having 170 million records sold. The country chunk, as he became known, Garth Brooks, celebrating his 57th birthday today. Happy birthday to Garth Brooks with friends in low places. 32 minutes past the hour here on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Looking at mostly fair skies today, kind of the calm before the storm, if you will. 27 are expected high. I don't know, about 24, 25 probably where we'll get. We're at 9 this morning. And we'll have Mike Magnati with his opinion coming up. Also, 2 of our candidates that are vying for the Queen and 2 Princes spots this weekend for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant. We'll have Maria Elena Metzger and Lucy Gomez. We'll meet them, 2 of the candidates, coming up right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
One roof, 3 days, and thousands of ideas for your home. It's the B&CW Home Show, February 8th through the 10th at the Town Toyota Center. Explore the aisles and see the latest in home technology, design, outdoor living, storage options, flooring, window treatments, and the list goes on. Admission is just $6 for adults, $4 for seniors, and kids 12 and under get in free. For more information, log on to bncw.org. Don't miss this year's B&CW Home Show presented by Complete Design.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in north central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Health Alliance Northwest. Come learn about summer camp programs available in North Central Washington at Pybus Public Market this Saturday from 10 to 2. Over 20 organizations will be there to provide info and answer questions. Also Saturday is the Matters of the Heart Heart Dissection Lab from 10 to noon at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Students 9 and older can join a team of doctors to explore the heart. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hi, this is Eric Granstrom of the NCW Life Channel. Join me and Julie Agins-Coons for live coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium this Saturday at 6:30. Brought to you by Boswell's Home Furnishings. Come explore their expansive two-story showroom on Easy Street. And Club Crow Bar and Grill, Cashmere's home of the blues, brews, and barbecue. It's the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant, Saturday at 6:30 on the NCW Life Channel.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. No wonder women are angry, and no wonder they're speaking out. For far too long, we've ignored the fact that women have been abused and harassed at the hands of some men. And yes, maybe it's not you, but it's somebody. Official stats used to be that 1 in 4 women would be sexually assaulted to some degree by the time she graduated high school. But in reality, this statistic is far too conservative. But even accepting that it's 25% of women who suffer this abuse, isn't that conservative figure a justifiable explanation for why women are speaking out and demanding change? Of course it is. This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hi, this is Eric Granstrom of the NCW Life Channel. Join me and Julie Agins-Coons for live coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium this Saturday at 6:30. Coverage brought to you by Caldwell Banker Levine, the most trusted name in real estate. And Collins Fashions, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee. It's the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant, Saturday at 6:30 on the NCW Life Channel. It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Welcome to the NCW Life Channel's Top 10 Candidate Interviews. I'm Eric Granstrom, and joining us now, we have Maria Elena Metzger, who is the daughter of Helen Metzger and Gary Metzger. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I'm born and raised in Wenatchee, and I'm a senior at Wenatchee High School. Go Panthers. And I've been on the dance team, Wenatchee Varsity Applettes dance team, for 3 years now.
Okay. All right. Tell me about what being involved in dance has taught you, aside from dance moves and things like that. What has being a part of that taught you? It's
definitely taught me leadership and confidence and being able to cooperate and have teamwork, definitely.
Okay. It says in your bio that you were part of the Light the Loop Trail project.
Actually.
What was that, and why did you get involved?
So our team did it for about 2 years. It was down by Pivus, and we were at the end of the loop, you know, they have around the whole Wenatchee. And it was late at night. All the runners would come out, volunteer, and we would have like glow sticks and encourage them and until out the race.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good thing to be involved in. Why in the world did you decide to do this, to run for Apple Blossom?
I've always looked up to Apple Blossom, and it's always been my favorite time of the year.
Okay. All right. It says in your bio that you were involved or still involved in suicide prevention.
Yeah.
Why have you chosen to be, I guess, to take that cause on?
It was very important, especially since we had that suicide a year ago. So me and my team were involved in it, walking around the track for about 2 years. We did that. Hopefully we can do that this year too.
Okay. Do you think that makes a difference to have one voice like that?
Definitely. I think it does, because it helps the whole community come together in a time of need, like that with grievance.
I see that you want to go into social psychology. Helping people, is that kind of what you hope to do with your life?
Definitely. I would love to help people that want to be able to speak out and have a voice that they don't think that they can. And
going into social psychology, what do you hope to do with that?
I would love to help people in a way that they could have a person they can lean on and talk to if they don't have that in their life. So do you hope to go into social services, that type of thing, or go into actual psychology where you're a counselor type of thing, or what do you think you want to do with that? Actually, I'm not sure yet. The whole big field is really interesting to me, so as I go into college, I'll figure that out.
Okay, that's okay. My daughter's in the psychology field and she hasn't figured it out yet either, so you're good. What do you like most about the Apple Blossom Festival?
What I like most is being able to participate in the parade. Me and my team we do a little routine in the parade, and once we get to the end of the route, we like to stop and watch the Queen and the princesses dance, and it's a great time.
What do you think will be your lasting memory of being a part of this top 10?
Definitely the friendships and connections that I make, and also the life lessons that we are given to help us with tools for job interviews and our life moving forward.
Okay. What else would you like the audience to know about you before you go? Do we cover everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. And of course their bios are available on our website too at ncwlife.com. Candidates Maria Elena and Metzger, congratulations on Top 10 and best of luck.
Thank you.
You bet. We'll come back with more on the way next here on the NCW Life channel. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, this is Eric Granstrom of the NCW Life Channel. Join me and Julie Agins-Coons for live coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium this Saturday at 6:30. Coverage brought to you by East Wenatchee Mobile Storage. Pack it, store it, move it. They can deliver a mobile storage unit right to your front door. And Highlander Golf Course. Book your time in one of their full-swing S4 widescreen golf simulators. It's the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant, Saturday at 6:30 on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
It's the NCW Life Channel's Top 10 Candidate Interviews. I'm Eric Granstrom, joined now by candidate Lucy Gomez, who is the daughter of Irma. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations on being in the top 10.
Thank you so much.
Tell us just a little bit about yourself.
I'm a senior at Eastmont High School, and I'm super involved in everything that goes on, whether it's homecoming or doing campaigns for kindness. And I also come from a really, really big Hispanic, loud family. And I just enjoy being with them all the time. They support me so much.
You're on the cheer squad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only on the cheer squad, you're one of the captains, right?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me about what being on the cheer squad has taught you.
It's taught me to work together with a lot of people, and even if you're a little bit different than some of the girls on the team, I think that can help me with my later life. Like, I'm not gonna like everybody, but we have to learn to be.
Work environment, sometimes you might not get along with everybody, but you have to work together, right?
Yep.
You say in your bio that your mom is your inspiration. Why?
She's had to work through a lot of adversity. My father passed away when I was younger, but also like it's made her stronger and it's made all of my family stronger, and we're just always here for each other. So.
Now you said you're part of a big family.
Mm-hmm.
How many brothers, sisters, that type of thing?
I have 3 older sisters and 1 younger sister.
Holy cow. And your mom's done that pretty much by herself?
Yes, by herself.
That's incredible. Well, that's inspirational for me too, so I'm inspired by Mom. Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
So it's actually kind of a funny story. When I was a little girl with my little sister, we were at the carnival, and the Apple Blossom royalty came in, and we were waiting in a really long line. And the Apple Blossom royalty just stepped up in the front, and they got to ride the ride before anybody else. And I just remember sitting with my sister and talking about how cool it would be to ride every ride before everybody else.
Okay, kind of like having the fast pass at Disney.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty, I don't know, but I didn't know about that. Okay, they get a cut in front. Well, they're royalty. They should be able to. Okay, now you talked about baking chocolate chip cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the perfect chocolate chip cookie?
I think every single chocolate chip cookie is a perfect kind, but I really like my chocolate chip cookies to be soft and chewy and like gooey, just perfect.
Okay, all right. So is there a quotient of chips? Do you like the big chunks? Do you like the little Hershey's morsels? What do you like to have in there?
I usually put the morsels in there, but I like dump the whole bag because they're my favorite part of the cookie.
Yeah, and do you like them right as they're still kind of warm out of the oven?
Yes, that's the best with a nice tall glass of milk.
All right, now I'm getting hungry here. You say you want to go to a 4-year school. What do you think you want to do with your education and later in life?
I'm not sure yet. I definitely want to go to a 4-year university, but my sister, she's actually going to be a financial advisor, and that really like interests me because she always comes home and she tells me about everything that she does and everyone who she's met and helped through
What are the age ranges? So you've said 4 older, 1 younger. What's the age range there?
My oldest sister is 16 years older than me.
Okay.
And then I have I have twin sisters, and they're 15 years older than me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate yourself and stand alone in a crowd like that?
I think we all have our different personalities. My eldest sister, she acts kind of like the youngest sister, and my youngest sister kind of acts like the oldest sister. It's kind of funny, but we get along well.
Okay. What do you think is going to be your lasting memory out of being a part of this whole top 10 thing?
I think just meeting everybody, all the top 10 candidates are so gracious, and they're so thankful for this whole process, because it already feels like we're royalty, even though we're just top 10.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like our audience to know about you before we go?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Of course, you can read Lucy's bio on our website, ncwlife.com, and also go to the Apple Blossom site to find out more about each of the top 10 candidates. Lucy Gomez, best of luck.
Thank you so much.
You bet. We'll come back with more next here on the NCW Life channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Health Alliance Northwest. St. Joseph School's annual Have a Heart auction is this Saturday from 5 to 9. Come for an evening of fun, food, and fundraising. Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra presents Sweetheart Musical Soiree this Saturday at 7 at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. This special evening includes wine and desserts in a lovely decorated setting. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
Are you suffering with joint pain? Need orthopedic care sooner than later? For an orthopedic evaluation, there's no reason to wait weeks or months. You can get the help you need now from the experts at Lake Chelan Community Hospital, led by John Hopkins-trained Dr. Joshua Shohowski. Their orthopedic team specializes in sports medicine, knees, shoulders, and general orthopedics. When considering joint replacement, you should know all your options. Call or visit Lake Chelan Community Hospital today.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Hi, this is Eric Granstrom of the NCW Life channel. Join me and Julie Agins-Kuntz for live coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium this Saturday at 6:30. Coverage brought to you by Antique Mall at Cashmere. 15,000 square feet to explore. Come find your treasure. And Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, the temperature experts. It's the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant, Saturday at 6:30 on the NCW Life channel. "52 minutes past the hour. That means it's 8 minutes before the top of the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That's an old radio thing. You had to do that back in the days of radio, that you had to say what time it was, but then you had to say what time it wasn't. It's a strange, strange world in radio. As we get through this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz. Let's again repeat some of our top stories here today. It was some nervous moments for parents especially, as well as students on the campus of Central Washington University with a report of an active shooter. Now, the campus went into lockdown, stay-in-place mode. It was shortly after 5:30 when the report came in of an active shooter, and we started jumping on it right away as far as following the Twitter account for Central Washington University. You can go to our website and read more and see the actual tweets by the Central Campus in Central Washington University as they had that report and were actively doing a look for an active shooter. Now, come to find out, that was a false report. Of course, now today, the investigation into how that report came to be to begin with, and there was also a word early on of shots being heard or shots being fired. That's what apparently started the whole issue as far as the active shooter search and the lockdown in place. It was about 2 hours at Central Washington University before things kind of got back to normal, and they said all is clear, and good response by campus police as well as the city police for the city of Ellensburg. We'll get more on that story as we continue. Now, there is a release from the president of the college, James Gaudino. He issued a statement regarding last night's incidents that resulted in the lockdown on campus. In his statement, he said, quote, "Fortunately, tonight's report of an active shooter turned out to be a false report and the campus is now secure. I am greatly relieved that the report was not true, and I would like to thank our campus police department for their efforts in search and secure all affected campus buildings and to ensure the safety of our students, staff, and faculty." He went on to say, quote, "I also would like to thank all those on campus who followed police instructions to stay in place and to those off campus to stay away," end quote. The building in the question last night, if you want to throw up that map again, Kat, we're talking about Lind Hall on the campus of Central Washington University. Right there, you see it on the overhead shot. That was the building that was suspected to have the active shooter last night. The good news is today we're finding out that it was a false report. We're going to try to reach out via Skype today and see if we can get the president, James Gaudino, on with us here on the NCW Life channel to talk about what they may know by now as far as the active shooter report that was issued last night, and then also just about procedures in case of something like that on the campus of Central Washington University. We understand we have a ton of parents. I'm a parent of a former student at Central Washington University. Nervous moments last night for all involved, and I'm sure a little extra word from the president would go to satiate a lot of nerves here this morning. Also, interesting story yesterday afternoon. Wenatchee man says he saw something odd in the skies over town yesterday. Floyd Koenig says he was waiting for a Link bus and looked up.
Hey, I was sitting at the bus stop there at North Valley Center and happened to look up, and there was an object that was white that appeared to be flat, moving really slow. It was around 2 o'clock. I just got home, and then it disappeared. So I don't know if anybody else saw it. Give me a call if you want more information.
Now, there's some suggesting that it could possibly have been a drone, and that's in fact, that's the same kind of drones that we have that we work with here at the NCW Life channel. Could have been a drone, but you never know. We have that story posted on our Facebook page, so if you'd like to comment, maybe you saw something over the skies of North Wenatchee yesterday afternoon about 2 o'clock, let us know about that. You can also get a hold of us directly here at the NCW Life channel by calling us. That's what Mr. Koenig did on our hotline at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. You can also email us directly at news@ncwlife.com or just reach out directly through our Facebook page and let us know about that. Now, also big news coming up starting tomorrow and into the weekend. We're expecting some heavy snow here for the Wenatchee Valley. Yes, Wenatchee Valley right down to the River City. That forecast from the National Weather Service today, some clouds moving in later in the day today, possibly 27 for the high. We're going to have to scoot a long way to get there, though, because at latest we are at, 9 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley this morning. Tonight's low about 17. Tomorrow, here we go, heavy snow developing with 29 for the high. Kat, let's take a look at that snow total amounts because this system is going to move in tomorrow. It will start dumping heavy snow Friday night and through the morning hours on Saturday, and then we're going to have snow off and on through the day on Saturday into Sunday morning. So according to the National Weather Service, the snow total could be by Sunday morning a foot for the Wenatchee Valley. They're expecting up to a foot for Chelan, 6 inches in the northern climes of Okanagan County and Omak and Twisp, 6 inches also down in Ellensburg by the time this snow event is through. Now, they're also looking at snow in the mountains and snow in western Washington. So if you have any travel plans here over the next 48 hours, if you can curtail those plans and wait until after the snowstorm and head out first part of next week, that would probably be advised. As we look ahead at the extended forecast, things getting a little bit better on Monday and Tuesday. Still a slight chance of snow, however, and with the cold temperatures expected to continue, you see the nighttime lows there. Sunday night might get down to 7 degrees, for goodness sakes. Whatever snow we get is going to hang around for quite a while. This could be one of those snow events where we have snow on the ground until March, at least through the month of February, and we'll get more with Grant Olson coming up tonight on the NCW News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock to talk more about this storm, as our own weatherman keeps a close eye on that. And sometimes Grant disagrees with what the National Weather Service says, so we'll see what Grant has to say about this storm and whether or not it will have the potential to produce. But one thing that's happening is that low is just going to sit right off the coast of Washington and just spin, and that's bringing moisture in with this cold air that's coming down from Canada, and that's the recipe for quite a bit of snow. Quickly, let's see what's happening up at the mountain passes this morning. You're in good shape if you need to travel. Snoqualmie Pass, no restrictions with the bare and dry conditions. Stevens Pass, also no restrictions this morning with a little frost and ice in places. The only traction advisory is on Blewett Pass, where you're going to find some slick conditions with compact snow and ice in places. And the last report we had at Blewett, it is the coldest pass at 7 degrees. So there you go. That's a look at what's happening as far as the world is concerned. We have more again coming up at 5, 6, and 10 with our nightly news with Grant Olson here on the NCW Life Channel. Don't forget, coming up this weekend, the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant. Julie Agins-Kuntz and I will join you live at 6:30 from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, so be sure and watch that. And we'll see you, of course, tomorrow night with sports, too, with Wenatchee and Moses Lake. Have a great Thursday. Stay warm. We'll see you tomorrow.